Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast for November 4th through the 10th. We're going to see what's going on with the week ahead with this deck here, and then we're going to pick a spirit message for you from this deck here. As always, if you like the cards I'm using, if you're curious about them, you want to check them out, I always have a link in the description for my fellow card collectors. Let's see what's happening for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are in Mercury retrograde. We are coming towards a very significant full moon in Taurus the following week. And some of the energies might kind of begin this week. So let's see what's going on, how it's affecting our Sagittarius friends. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So your Monday, Tuesday, Sagittarius. Here we are. Your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alright, my darlings. So Monday, Tuesday, first and foremost here we have purification by water, emotional cleansing and rejuvenation. So this makes me feel, guys, Sagittarius, like some of you are also having a very intense awakening in terms of your intuition or spirit connection as you're going through a healing process. Now, the full moon is a really great time for releasing, and like I said, it's not until the following week, but the energies are very powerful, so some of you may already be beginning kind of like a little like pre-cleansing cleanse in the start of this week. So you might be feeling very much a deep sense of emotional release and like hope, inspiration. Also, like some of you are feeling comforted by your guardian angels or guides. Some of you are manifesting or calling in more supportive or more loving people into your life. But Sagittarius, I feel overall, I know a lot of you have had kind of a tough cycle lately. There's this sense of comfort. There's this sense of reassurance that's coming in for you. And many of you are finding release and healing by really finding things that you're really enjoying on an emotional level. Things that are very fulfilling to you, quality time, quality interactions, less of like the popularity and party, less of that and more of just like the one-on-one kind of connection, or things that are really conversations and things that are very much very soothing for you or very fulfilling for you. I'm feeling a sense of substance coming into your life, a very strong sense of substance, especially in the beginning of the week. Your Wednesday, Thursday card, my dears, is you have harmony, power, self-confidence, and productivity. So there may be something happening as you're going through this like spiritual and emotional rebirth where you're feeling very inspired to begin some new projects, or you're feeling very inspired to bring about change. This doesn't surprise me, because of the energies that are happening right now are very much energies that are very perfect for making permanent changes. Now, I know this could be confusing to a lot of people because we are in Mercury retrograde, like I said. And what do we always hear when it's Mercury retrograde? Oh, don't start anything new. Everything's going to get reversed. It's not a good time to try to make changes. But there's something happening with reviewing and all that tends to be a good time in Mercury. But from a lot of the astrologers that I've followed, I'm not an astrology expert by any means, but a lot of the astrologers that I follow have all been saying that the way this particular Mercury retrograde is and the way that it's kind of interacting with this full moon in Taurus that's coming in is that people are going to have a chance to make very permanent, fulfilling, satisfying changes in their personal life and in their love life as well. So there's this whole kind of energy of change coming in. And so Sagittarius, you might be feeling very inspired to put out certain projects or ideas or works of art, even, whatever that may be, painting, writing, sculpting, whatever it may be, performing art, music, dance. You might be putting out some kind of projects and things, or collaborating with others, and this is giving you a sense of getting along with others. Sagittarius, I feel like a lot of you are coming out of a cycle of having these frenemies. Like maybe you had a lot of friends, but looking back, you're realizing a lot of them were frenemies, or they really weren't there for you. They didn't really have your back. And so as you're pursuing these creative projects and ideas, and you're getting a chance to maybe collaborate with other people, you're beginning to have more wholesome, more like integrity, more honest connection coming into your life, and more of a sense of harmony and less of the drama. I feel like a lot of you are coming out of a long period of drama, which has been very stressful and very difficult, but you're coming to that peace. I would also see how the card, that little leaf or flower is jumping out. It's kind of over the heart chakra, and then the third eye has that little star on it. So again, Sagittarius, as you're going through this emotional healing process and your creative connection, your intuition is really beginning to really beginning to take off, really beginning to have a very strong connection to your intuition. I'm also hearing, Sagittarius, avoid judgments. Avoid judgments. There's all kinds of people that are going to come in and tell you, oh, you think you've changed, but you can't change. We know how you really are. Or those of you who are becoming more intuitive or more connected with your spiritual path, you might have people coming up and saying, oh, it's just a phase. But I feel like those voices are going to become like less and less noticeable, because you have more and more support coming in. You're moving away from that, and you're coming into this intuition, this creativity, this healing. A lot of people always ask me, how do I increase my intuition? Through healing, my darlings, through healing. That's all I can really say. Healing and being in your creativity will increase your intuition. And it seems, Sagittarius, a lot of you are very naturally falling into doing that this week. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is loss, grief, sadness, and resurrection. Now, this could be a terrifying card to have come up, but to have it come up in the end of the week, and to have it coming up in this specific time period, is actually kind of comforting. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'll explain it. Anytime we're coming into a full moon, it's an excellent time to release. The full moon is a wonderful time to release. And this is kind of moon-like to me. And I always say, when I have moon images in a card, when we're in a specific or significant moon cycle, it's telling me that this particular moon cycle is going to be impacting you all in a very big way. And so this is kind of confirming that for me. So this loss that you're experiencing, Sagittarius, I feel it's not necessarily coming as a surprise to you. I feel it's something that's been a long time coming. You saw the writing on the wall long ago. You already knew. But maybe you had hope that things would change, or people would wake up, or they'd come into a higher vibration. And as we're coming into this time of release, so that we can bring in permanence, so that we can bring in stability, so that we can bring in fulfilling relationships, Spirit is going to be making it very clear for you who and what you need to release and let go of. All right. And this has been an ongoing theme for you guys, Sagittarius, because it's come up in your past few weekly videos about cord cutting and like kind of having certain people being removed from your circle. This has been a theme for you all for a while now in the weekly forecast. It keeps coming up. So the fact that the lost card is coming up is, I feel like Spirit is saying, okay, we're going to begin stepping in, because maybe some of you have been having a hard time doing the cord cutting. Maybe some of you have been having a hard time cutting out people that you should cut out. And so I feel for those of you who've been struggling and having a hard time, Spirit is coming in and taking action to set things into motion to make that happen. Other ones of you, maybe you've done the separation from these people, but you haven't really done the work that you need to do to release the feelings and the emotions around it. You may have numbed yourself in some way, or you may have pushed it down. So Spirit is bringing up those feelings so that they can finally be released. Understand and know that none of this is being done in like a way like where you're being abandoned. On the contrary, it's happening to help you and guide you and direct you to more fulfillment. But it's just the whole kind of concept of out with the old and in with the new. I really feel for some of you, there's a certain soulmate or family member that maybe you had just you've cleared so much out, but this one particular person, you've really been holding out or hoping. Some of you maybe have done spell work on this person or around this person, and I feel something is happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday to undo that, to undo the spell work, or making it clear to you that it's time to undo the spell work and release this person. It's time for you to release this person and cut your losses, so to speak, or what you're perceiving to be his losses, but really understand and know this: whatever is meant for you cannot be kept away. So it's just becoming clear for you the truth of the situation, of what you're not meant to grasp or hold on to, so that you can make room to allow to come in that which is meant for you. Let's go ahead and see what your spirit message is for the week. And guys, I do encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. It might bring in a little extra tidbits of information that could be helpful, so I do encourage you to do that as well. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius. Spirit message for the week is the Coven, right? So we talked about you, something with spell work. Yeah, I felt it. I felt it. Some of you have been doing spell work. So some of you may be getting together with a coven, or with some kind of person guiding you through some kind of spell work, to do spell reversals, or to cast a different kind of spell, or go in a new direction, or just finding like-minded people, finding a group of people that you can kind of interact with spiritually, even if it's not particularly a coven per se, right? Like I do psychic readings, I do tarot, but I don't identify as a witch, and I don't have a coven. You don't have to have one, okay? Some people might get mad and might be upset that I'm saying that, but you don't have to have one. But for some of you, you're feeling guided, or you're beginning to manifest, or you're beginning to call in like your little spiritual group, you know. And maybe it's not exactly a coven for some of you, and maybe for some of you it is exactly that. But again, I feel this is in a way of coming together and you know, doing some very important spiritual work. For some of you, this is coming in with the element or the energy of a mentor or a teacher. So you might be taking some kind of training in like the spiritual arts or the magical arts, you know, whatever you want to call it. You might be having somebody coming in and teaching you, or some of you are beginning your own little group and you're having your own little followers come in. And maybe I shouldn't say your own little followers, because that sounds like I'm being condescending. I'm not being condescending at all. But you're having your own group come in, you're having your own followers come in, and it's the start of your little like soul family, or even congregation. Maybe some of you are getting a little spirit-based group together, okay? But again, and I feel it's for the purposes of cleansing and clearing out the past, and just a sense of like asking for, you know, the consequences to be released of past mistakes or past missteps, and releasing past mistakes and past missteps, and releasing anybody whom you've tried to hold on to or bind up until now. That's just what it's feeling like to me. I encourage you guys to watch your moon sign and rising sign video. Like I said, it could bring you more information. But I also really encourage you guys to watch the love readings for November, even if you're not interested in love right now, because either you're very, very happily single, or you're happily in a relationship, whatever it might be. You might not be looking for love readings, but because of the Taurus full moon that's coming in, and the permanent energies that are coming in around this kind of astro weather, for the November love readings, I decided to just kind of step aside and let Spirit do the talking. I channeled for all of the readings. So even though it's my voice, it's not really me. It's not coming from me. So I encourage you guys to watch the channeled videos, because anytime I channel, a lot of profound stuff comes in that could be applied to your life, not just in love, but other ways as well. So I encourage you to check that out. Links are in the description. And if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, go ahead and click on the Calendly link, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you a fabulous week, Sagittarius.